really was overwhelming, but it helped to know that I wasn't alone in this.
Here are a few patient testimonies. They all started out much like yourself.
Like me?
Frustrated they couldn't quit smoking successfully. They attended the clinic, used the tools we've discussed, and to this day are happy, healthy non-smokers.
I started smoking when I was 14. I'm 29 now. So when I decided to quit smoking, I was smoking for half my life, the way I saw it. My mom had just gotten breast cancer. My grandma had lung cancer. I got married and I wanted to get pregnant. So that was a big reason. I was having problems with my other health issues that I have. So to quit smoking would make that better.
My breathing got worse and worse until I was finally forced to recognize that I had COPD, which is the emphysema, and that I was not likely going to be able to conduct my daily activities if I did not stop smoking. So it became a choice. I tried several times to stop smoking. I tried hypnosis, I tried the patch, I tried cold turkey. I had been in programs. I was not optimistic that stopping smoking was going to be something that I was going to be successful at.
I think the physical addiction, the actual addiction to nicotine is something that leaves our bodies physically. But I think it's that, how am I ever going to have another summer out on my patio without a cigarette? Or how am I ever going to have a glass of wine or a cup of coffee? Or how am I going to do this or that? Smoking is almost like a pause that we tend to do. Clean the kitchen, have a cigarette. Take the dog for a walk, have a cigarette. Do everything ended and began with a cigarette.
Oh yeah, and also the only thing we had to do was, he said, this week, take 2 days, write down whenever you take a cigarette and why you're taking it. And that was actually very interesting because, I found that whenever I took one, it was not because I wanted one or needed one. It was just, a habit. The phone rings, you take a cigarette before you answer the phone. And, and this sort of goes on and on. So by the end of the day, after I've written down my quota, for cigarettes, I looked at the list and I'm going, this is silly, because in reality, I really only, I think maybe 2 or 3 cigarettes I really probably would have liked. Or, now I need a nicotine fix. So, it was very sort of revealing, in the overall scheme of things.
I had thought that quitting smoking was going to be awful, the withdrawal. I thought the withdrawal would be, the way they talk about it, the way the tobacco companies want you to believe that withdrawal is going to kill you, for goodness sakes. But if I had known that I have had colds worse than withdrawal, I would have quit years ago, at least 25 years ago at least, because the fear of withdrawal and becoming sick, and I don't understand how that fear can hold you back for so long, but it did.
I went for sessions for 7 weeks, and what really helped me was the idea got planted that I could be a non-smoker, and somehow that got planted in my head. And once that was there, I remember the day I put down the last cigarette, it made it so much easier. Once the idea was in my head that I could be a non-smoker, because I thought of myself as completely as a smoker. I didn't see myself any other way. So I guess what helps is just coming to a different way of thinking and getting that idea in your mind.
Plus he has the craved no more is sort of a mnemonic, and all the C words like confidence and clean and can't think of other C words right now, but the V was victim and volunteer and some of the things it was going to do, and E was eat right, and it was cute, but I was able to put some words to those things that were meaningful to me, like commitment.
One thing that Dr. Poteryko used to say, and I didn't quite get it then, was that when you're a smoker, it's like wearing shoes that are too tight. That if you've always worn shoes that are too tight, you don't know what it feels like to wear the shoes that fit your feet. And I now get that. I feel so free. I am the most relaxed I've ever been. People say I look better, I feel great, and I am in the best shape at 42, in the best shape of my life, and I'm really grateful for that.
You have to start up here, and then you can work on your physical side of it. But it starts in the mind, and the physical part can be taken care of by medication and nicotine aids, and that can be looked after. But get that idea in your mind first.
I went for a walk on a beach, and you have to walk on rocks on the beach, and that was excruciating before. And now I can do it, and my life has greatly improved since I quit smoking.
I didn't think it was going to be that easy in the end. Like I said, the first 2 weeks were really, really hard. But then after you get through the first 2 weeks and then like the first month, it's really easy. I don't even think about it anymore. After a couple of months, it was just totally like I never even smoked. You know, thinking about having a cigarette, you know, doing the motions and stuff, it's just weird. I can't even think about it anymore. I know I'll never smoke again, ever.
Okay, I'm now a non-smoker. I really was. So there wasn't anything to deal with. You know, it just happened all by itself.
Believe in yourself. Come to picture yourself as somebody else, as who you want to be, and it'll work.
It's possible for anyone to do it. If I can do it, that's what I learned. Anybody can do it.
Just remember, Joe, you're never alone with this wonderful decision. Millions of people have quit smoking, and so can you. Way to go, Joe. Remember, Joe, you're not alone.
Gee, thanks, Doc.
Don't worry, Joe, I got you.
You got it, Joe! Wilma!
I want my energy. I want my energy. Yeah. I want my energy. I want my energy. Yeah. I want my energy. I want my energy. Yeah. I want my energy. I want my energy. Now look at them smokers, that's the way you do it. Quit smoking with NRT. Nicotine replacement, that's the way you do it. You're giving them nothing and you'll be free. Now that ain't working, quit cold turkey. Let me tell you now, that ain't fun. Maybe use a patch or inhaler. Maybe use a lozenge or gum. We gotta break free from this addiction. Clean up those arteries. We gotta keep our bodies healthy. We're giving them nothing and we'll be free. Nicotine's the thing that's got you on a string. But it's the tar that will do you in. NRT can help you stay smoke-free while you're dealing with psychology. Now that ain't working, quitting cold turkey. Let me tell you now, that ain't fun. Maybe use a patch or...
And that's my story. Dr. P showed me I was always a non-smoker.
Hang on. That's better.
Hey, look at that.